Hi, this is Nancy Christy-Moore welcoming you back to another demonstration. Today we're going to talk about what are glazes in water media. This pertains both to watercolor and acrylics. So if you'll come over to the demonstration table, we will show you. This is a watercolor I started several weeks ago using saran wrap, and it's just dry now. So that is the main thing when you're doing a glaze, is the watercolor that you have put on the page must be dry. Okay, first I generally start using a warm glaze. Now all glaze means, think about glazing, putting a sugar-coated glaze on a donut. All a glaze is a thin mixture of pigment, and if you're using water, then it would be water. So I'm using some of the pink that I like, which happens to be opera, and I'm going to put a thin glaze with my big 2-inch brush. You'll notice as I put the glaze on the page, it produces a line, or what we call in the watercolor world, a hard edge. Can you see it coming up through this yellow, back down through the green? Okay, now normally, in the course of making glazes, this glaze that you see on the page is going to have to dry. So, because we don't have time in this short video to wait for that to dry, we're going to pretend like this warm glaze I've already put on here is the first glaze, and now we're going to do the second glaze. Now the second glaze is going to be the cool glaze. I like to go back and forth between the warm and the cool in my glazes. So here we go. Here's the second glaze. Very thin down watercolor or acrylic. You can leave some places without painting. And you'll notice as you do leave the places unpainted, they become very bright. And then the places that are painted over are receding back into the background. So a glaze is simply a wash of color put over an area. There are many different reasons to do glazes, but the main thing to remember about them is you do glazes on your watercolor or your acrylic when it's dry. The beauty of making a glaze over an area is, and you can see it clearly here, you can see what lies underneath the glaze. You can see everything that went on before it. It's a transparent medium. So that is a glaze, and that's the reason we use a glaze. I hope you'll have fun experimenting with your glazes, and I'll see you next time.